I just have no idea what is going on and what kind of evil human I was in my past life to deserve this kind of karma. I found out literally 4 days that my boyfriend, 27-year male, has been cheating on me, 25-year male, for the past 6 weeks or so. So both the affair and the news are super fresh. A couple months ago, I was raped after a night out. This random guy came back to the house with my flatmate and another guy she had picked up at the bar. We mistakenly assumed he was a friend of the guy, and the guy assumed he was a friend of ours. I guess he wanted to make sure he was in the running to be chosen by my flatmate, and when he wasn't, he decided to take it forcefully from me. Unfortunately, since it was my birthday, I and my flatmate were drunker than we planned, as strangers and acquaintances in the club had been buying me drinks, and I was sharing them around with my friends. Also, because we were so drunk, neither of us kicked him out. There was a major miscommunication about it. I went to my room by myself and fell asleep and left my flatmate and the two guys talking because they weren't yet ready to go to bed. My flatmate told me after he was asleep on the couch already when she went to bed, but I guess he woke up and made his way into my room. Because at some point I woke up and there was a stranger on top of me with his arm around my neck. I pretended to still be asleep until I was able to roll over in my sleep. I put a knee up in between us and he left me alone and then promptly left in the morning. Originally, I wasn't going to tell my boyfriend because I didn't go to the hospital. I had no immediate physical injuries to treat. And I was in shock and hungover. I didn't really grasp what had happened to me straight away, and I didn't make a police report because I figured out none of us knew who this man was, where he was from, what his name was even, so I just felt it would be impossible to find him. And it was pointless anyway. Like I said, I had no physical injuries, so he would easily have been able to turn around and say it was consensual, and I was just accusing him now because I regretted it. Anyway, I did tell my boyfriend eventually because I felt that if he found out, if it slipped out somehow from me or one of my friends, he would have been furious I hadn't told him. He didn't quite react the way I needed or wanted. I completely understand he needed to process it, but I needed support from him, and instead I got kind of suspicion from him as he felt I should have gone to the police, and the fact that I didn't was maybe a sign I just cheated. But we talked about it. He decided to believe me and tried to support me, or so I thought. Fast forward to now, I haven't seen him for a while. We're long distance and I was doing clinical placement for my uni course, but this weekend I went to see him and we went to a festival together. The morning that I'm supposed to fly back home, I get a message from a random Instagram account asking if the boy on my story was my boyfriend, because this person had been seeing him for about 6 weeks and sent me screenshots of some of their messages. It turns out she went to his city on holiday. He went out with his colleagues to a club and got separated from them, and this girl approached him. That night they just kissed, but they exchanged phone numbers and continued to speak. At some point, he traveled to her city to have sex with her. He even brought her to the same festival he had brought me to just 2 days beforehand and had sex with her again after in her hotel room. I was absolutely furious, heartbroken, in shock, etc. We have been together for over 4 years. It will be 5 years in December. I thought this was the man I was going to marry. My friends loved him. My family loved him. We clicked almost immediately after meeting. He truly was my person, my biggest supporter, so loving and so caring. I am completely shocked that he would ever hurt and betray me like this. As soon as she sent me proof, I confronted him, and he admitted it, apologized over and over again, and has been begging since then to try to work it out. He says that it's not an excuse, but his reasoning/mentality for doing it is because I was raped. That even though he made the conscious decision to believe what I told him had happened, that he couldn't ignore the thoughts in the back of his mind, which caused him to lose sexual feelings for me, but not emotional feelings. He cheated with this girl because she gave him attention at the right time, that he wasn't attracted to her or connected to her emotionally, and for him, it was just sex. One thing that hurts me, though, is that the weekend of my birthday, he was supposed to come, but his sister got into a car crash, she was fine, and wrecked the car. Even though I know logically it's not his fault, I did resent him for that, because if he had made the effort to get a bus or train and come anyway, I wouldn't have been raped that weekend. And contrast that to the fact that he was able to make the effort to get on a train to her city to have sex with her. If it was just sex, he would have gone on Tinder and found someone in his city to have sex with, right? I haven't told many people except for my 2 best friends and my mom, as I don't know what I'm going to do. A part of me wants to try to fix it. I feel I owe it to myself to try and see if it's salvageable, because I loved him so much and he seems genuinely sorry and remorseful. As I said, he has been begging to fix it, crying on the phone to me, telling me he wants to go to therapy to get to the root cause of why this happened, has answered every one of my intrusive and invasive questions about what happened and how it happened. I told him that I need time to think. I said if we were hypothetically to stay together, I would need certain things from him: paying for couples therapy, not allowed to meet up with friends that knew about it and facilitated it, encouraged it, not allowed on nights out or holidays without me for the foreseeable. He makes all the effort to visit me in my city for long distance, access to passwords and accounts, location at all times. And he has promised he will sacrifice his personal life and privacy to prove to me how sorry he is. What I'm struggling with is whether I want to be that kind of person. I've always had insecurities from past relationships, but I've never been the obsessive type that needs to monitor their partner, and I worry whether I will be able to come back from this at all. I don't want to try to make this work, and in 6 months I realize I can't do it and go through this heartbreak again. I don't want to try to make this work, and in 6 months he realizes no amount of therapy can ever change how he feels towards me sexually because he can't get over what happened to me, and then I go through this heartbreak again. But equally, I don't want to end it and regret it in 6 months and try to get him back. My mom and my 2 best friends have all been cheated on at some point in their pasts, and have all said to me separately that they don't think I should give him a second chance, but that if I do, they recognize that it is ultimately my decision, and none of them will have any judgment towards me. I'm incredibly lucky that I do have such a good support system for what happened to me on my birthday and with being cheated on. Obviously, since it's so fresh, I won't be making any rash decisions, and I need to sit and stew on this for a while, probably a month or 2 at least, but I'd like some objective advice or opinions if anyone has any.